Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to some Hold My Beer. What an episode we have for you today. We have three amazing replays, and we're going to start it off. We're going to kick it off with always low rolls in the waffle. Now, he is bottom tier. There is only 2 tier 9s against 5 tier 10s. Now, the best thing about the waffle that it can carry games. It can carry games. It doesn't matter if you're in tier 10 and it doesn't matter if you're in tier 8. Obviously, if you're in tier 8, the better. But it doesn't matter if you're in tier 10. I consider this tank a tier 10 because it's just so good. And what always low rolls is going to do is mainly he's going to camp. He's going to camp, but he's not camping. He is effective sniping. If you're camping well and doing your job, you're not camping, in my opinion. You're being an effective sniper. And when you're in a tank like a waffle on dead rail, that's the best thing for it. That is the best thing for it. It just doesn't mean, I get it all the time in replays like this, on this map, in these kind of tanks, and I showcase, people always say, well, he was just camping. Well, yes and no. He's got shots off. He's got shots. He's doing damage. He's going to do mega damage. And it's for me, it's not camping. Camping is maybe at the back of the map, having no shots, just sitting there waiting for the shots. This isn't. He's got shots off, and he's going to have shots off pretty much the entire game. And he's going to save his hit points, which is the most important thing here, is saving your hit points. Nice shot there on the T62A, the other side of the map. So he's looking not just the left, he's looking in the middle, he's looking to the right. He has cover from pretty much the whole map. He's going to get a shot off on the IS-7 now to bring his damage to 2,600 damage. And I like the fact that he's using this bush. This is the best TD spot in probably, I would say, the entire game. This spot right here. I prefer this spot than the other side of this map. I don't know why, it just feels better. And he's just going to pump up that damage very, very quickly. And he's using this bush for his cover. And every time he shoots, he's just backing up just so in case he gets spotted, which is just great gameplay. So he's now going to try and get a shot off on the T62A. At the moment, he hasn't got the shot off. And he does get lucky because, when he's got no shots, he doesn't have no shots for long, because a tank on the red team always just becomes available. So at the minute, only a couple of tanks are spotted, a couple of TDs in the TD spot, as you can see, and that T62A. So at the moment, he's not going to move. He's not going to move. There's no point moving. There are still 7 tanks left alive. He's just going to be patient, and he's going to be, this is one of the only maps that you can just sit, be patient, because something will become available. Can't quite get the shot off yet on that T62, but there is a T95 there, and I think that's more as bait, because the T62 is going to want to get round that guy. The accuracy on this tank is really good. You can see that shot there on the WZ. He is now spotted, so he's taking that shot from that T62A. But he's only going to take that one shot for now, because there is that T95 there. So the T62A is going to use that and think, you know what, haha, I can now get behind you, because I'm much quicker than you. So he's just going to wait. He can see it. He's going to wait. The T62 is absolutely tearing that T95 apart. He does miss that shot, unfortunately, on that T62. But he is literally clearing that T95. And there's nothing the T95 can do. And just as he clears him, nice HE into your rear. Nice shot. Absolutely fantastic shot. And he clears him for his first kill. He now has a Conway, so he's only been shot once so far from that T62A. He's on 5k damage, and they've now bring it down to, there's only 4 tanks left alive against 5. So at the moment, there's no point pushing. He's still got plenty of hit points. There goes the IS-7. There goes the 50B on his team. So it's now a 3-on-4. But his 3 are pretty much full hit points, and they're both around this area. So there's no point him making a push just yet. That was an unfortunate miss there. So he's in a waffle, and the thing about the waffle, not just the waffle, things like the waffles, grills, Borziks, sometimes it will look like you've got a lot of hit points, which he has. He's got 1,300 hit points, and he's only taken sort of not even just over 300 shot from that T62. But the thing with these tanks with no armor, it may look like you've got a lot of hit points, but there's a Death Star on the enemy team. The Death Star can one-shot him. The E100 can almost one-shot him. There's so many tanks that can take your damage very, very quickly. So even though it might look like you've got a lot of hit points, I mean, look at this T62. This T62 is pretty much sat there all game. He's camping. That is camping. He hasn't moved. He hasn't really had any shots off, and he hasn't done really any damage. He hasn't been doing his job. His job would have been to go fight the T62 on the enemy team. There's 2 mediums on his team, and they are both around this area. So now he's realized he's bring the enemy down to low enough hit points. The Conway is a one-shot, and now he is making his move. Perfect, absolutely perfect time to rush. Just over a minute left on the clock. It was 3 tanks, 2 of them are a one-shot. Let's push, guys. Let's push. And because he pushed, it is now forcing his 2 mediums to push with him. So that was just absolutely fantastic play from low rolls. 6.6k damage now. He's going to take out this Conqueror. As soon as he comes around the corner, he is going to take him out. And with 50 seconds left on the clock, it is just the Death Star. He's on 7.1k damage. Does still need to be very careful because, as I've said, he is a one-shot to the Death Star. And he now just needs to leave his mediums to go spot while he reloads, and that's exactly what they do. So he's going to get a nice shot there into the Death Star to bring his damage up to 7.7k. Now at this moment in time, he's probably praying that the E50 dies and he gets one more shot off, and that is exactly what he's going to do, and the T62 does eventually take him out. So fantastic game, and that is how you be an effective sniper. I mean, don't just sit at the back and wait for damage. And he played that really well. He knew it was there, and it is one of the only maps that you can really sit at the back and not do much and just be patient. But still, 1770 base XP for sitting at the back of the map was still a fantastic game, and 8.4k damage at that as well. Next up, we have Storm MCR in the K91. Now, this is a really, really good tank. It is such a good tank since it got the buff with the alpha damage gone up to 350. I think it went from, what, 310? So with it being an autoloader as well, that really did change the tank and make it such a better tank. Now, Storm has got almost the perfect matchup for this kind of tank. The armor is very troll on this tank. It's not the best armor-wise, but it's very troll, and it's difficult for mediums to, I mean, you can bounce reliably from medium tanks, and as it happens, there's 3 medium tanks and 2 light tanks on the enemy team, so there's quite a lot of quick tanks, and there's only 2 tier 9s. The rest are all tier 8, so it's almost a perfect lineup for Storm in a tank that's good as this K91. So he's going to sit on B. I mean, all the other tanks, all the red tanks are now pretty much spotted. What, there's 5 tanks spotted. I think there's 1 tank that's not spotted. But he's going to cap B, and he's going to have some shots in on the T54. He's now capped B, but his team are starting to die. Now, the T54 makes a mistake in reversing behind the track. He's got 1 shot left. Is he going to be able to use it, or is he going to go for the full reload? Now, me personally, I would have probably gone for the full reload, but he doesn't. He manages to get a nice shot into the M4A1 Rev. And as you can see, the red team has started to pushing. They've started pushing, so he's noticed that, and he's backing up around that corner so he can reload, and he's not in any danger whilst he reloads. So again, good play there. But the reds are pushing. He needs to move in, and he needs to move in quickly because they are all started to push. Got a couple of shots here on the T28. Gets a lovely high roll there to bring him down to only 363, and he gets another high roll to be able to take him out. So he cleared that guy with just 1 clip. So 3,000 damage. He gets a couple of block damage, I think, from the Pantera now, but it is a 2 versus 5. It's a lot of work to do. a lot of work to do. He can clear this T-54 with one shot if he is able to get the shot off. He's going to be patient. He's going to wait for the mistake, and there is that mistake, and he does take him out for his third kill, bringing it now down to a 2-on-4. 2-on-4, they are started to push around. He needs to support his ST1. Here comes the T92E1. It is a missile tank. If he gets shot from this guy, he's going to lose a big chunk of his hit points, but because of the autoloader, he is able to take him out pretty quickly, and he's gone for the full reload. He had one shell remaining, but he decided to go for the full reload. He probably could have used that shell to get the IS-2SH, but I mean, he could also bounce. So he went for the full reload, and he didn't take any damage. He wasn't in any trouble while he was on that reload, and now with 3 shells, he is able to poke forward, get one shot off, get him gone. It is now 1 against 3. Well, it was 1 against 3, and now the Pantera is a fantastic tank as well. It is an auto reloader, so he's now on a reload. Here comes the Rev. When he's reloaded, he can take both of these tanks out with one clip. So I don't know what the Pantera is doing there. I mean, he's doing the right thing, getting in the other side of him. So there was one tank in the front, one tank in behind, and now it's just a matter of who reloads first. And of course, he manages to do it. Absolutely fantastic. He blocks 1,205 damage, 5,646 damage. He gets the Razani medal, Kolobanov steel wall, Top Gun, and a well-deserved A. 1,605 base XP. I mean, the ST did pretty good job as well. He held as long as he could, and it definitely helped Storm get the kills. Next up, we have one of the battles of the century in the IS-3 Defender, and it is driven by Lion Sin. Now, I personally don't like this tank no more. I used to absolutely love the tank when it first come, but it has been kind of power crept. Now, Lion he's going to have the battle of his life in this tank, and I don't 100% know because I haven't checked, but this I think is #1 in the Hall of Fame. It's a monster amount of damage, and what he's going to do is what I've always thought that this tank is not capable of, and he's going to pretty much hit every single one of his shots that he shoots. Now, the main reason I don't like this tank is because of the accuracy, and the penetration, I mean, is okay. It's just a typical heavy. It's just a typical heavy in tier 8, but it is an autoloader. So your DPM isn't great, but if your armor's very troll. Your armor's very troll because it's got no sort of, it's not red. People just always think that they can penetrate you, but it is very, very, very troll, the armor. But it is a Russian heavy. You expect that. But he's going to hold this ridgeline, and again, it's not a tank that you can hold a ridgeline very well because of the gun depression. I mean, your turret armor is fantastic, but you just need that gun depression, and these kind of ridgelines. I mean, look at the position he's actually in. He's exposing himself, and he's getting troll bounces because of the angle he's at and the angle and where they're shooting him, but he isn't really he's holding the ridgeline. But if the enemy was a bit smarter, then they would have easily penned him because he was exposing pretty much the whole tank. He wasn't exposing just his turret, he was exposing everything to get the gun depression because it hasn't got the greatest of gun depressions. I could have actually added this in the World of Dummies series, but I thought, you know what, he plays it so well and he has such a good game that I didn't want to disrespect him in adding this to World of Dummies. I thought, you know what, it definitely needs to be in replays like this with the other replays that we've just seen because it is really a really good game. So he is getting shot from behind, but as you can see, they're not penning him. And oh my God, where did he come from? He literally just YOLO'd to do just over 200 damage, and then he's going to get wrecked. Like, at the moment, it was a 6-on-6. The enemy had every chance to win this game. Like, why wouldn't they? They've got tanks flanking. I mean, there's no one on his team to the left. Why? The mediums could be having shots off, like, and they're not even going to get spotted. What the hell was that T-49 doing? Like, he's just ruined it for his entire team. Like, why would you do that? Like, it's just, I don't understand some people. YOLO in just to do 200 damage, then get wrecked. So at the moment, he's on 3.6k damage, which is already a decent amount of damage for this tank. And it is a 4 versus 5. So he's going to be the one now to flank around. There goes the Tiger 1. There goes the IS-3. So it is now a 3-on-4. Now, the enemy have still got 3 quick tanks. And one of them is this M4. And again, he's another one. Yes, he did the right thing in flanking round. He's a one-shot. Why are you still there? Why are you still there? And Lion manages to take him out for his first kill. So they bring it now down to almost a 3 versus 3, but it's now a 2 versus 3. And his other teammate, the E25, does a really good job. And an E25 is actually a good tank to be with when you are a 2 versus, because of the rate of fire of that thing. If he can remain unspotted, but at the moment he is spotted, he can really pump out that damage. He's got fantastic DPM, and he can really pump out that damage, and that's what he's doing. I mean, I don't think he does the best damage, but he's doing well, and he's not getting shot. He's holding the place. Now, just watch how quick this E25 comes. A second ago, he was the other side of the map. Just look where he is. Look where he is now. Lion does manage to, as soon as he reloads his final shell, does manage to take out that Pantera, and look, there's the E25, and he's still full hit points. He didn't lose a single hit point to that Lerva. So they bring it now down to a 2-on-2. 2-on-2, and the E25 still full hit points. He's on 709, so he can still take a few shots. Maybe he can probably take 2 shots from the Lerva. But if the Lerva high rolls, then he could actually clear him in the 2 shots. And the Lerva now, he's in a good position because the turret on that tank is so good, and he's got gun depression. So he does get a shot off there. He now is going to go for the Type 62. He gets a bounce from the rear. Now, he needs either a low roll or he needs a bounce, and he gets the bounce. He's got 2 shells left, and here comes the E25. Just look at that E25 doing the right thing, getting behind, not shooting from the front, not shooting from the side. He's getting behind the tank, and just look, he's bringing him down to a 1 shot, and Lion can clear him for his 4th kill. 2,925 blocked damage, and he gets himself 6,580 damage. Absolutely insane for a tier 8 battle. Top gun, high caliber, steel wall, a well-deserved ace, and 150,000 credits earned as well. 1,742 base XP. But no doubt he probably wouldn't have done that without that E25's help. So thank you guys for sending me those replays in. So good replays these 3 were, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.